Hello and welcome to Clipping In, Friday the 30th of August, and today we're going to climb definitively the easiest way up Holme Moss. Don't just take my word for that, take it from the old grey punk. Yes, today's ride has its origins in a comment left on a video that I posted a couple of months ago when I climbed Holme Moss via Digley Reservoir and Holme Village, and I said it was Holme Moss the easy way. Well, I'll put a screenshot or two up, but old grey punk, what I'm guessing is local, said that incontestably the easiest way is to start at the Ford Inn so that you're descending to Digley. Now, admittedly that doesn't factor in how you get to the Ford Inn, which is about 11 or 1200 feet above sea level, but I think on a nice day the views on that descent to Digley should be stunning. Fingers crossed. From home I've ridden almost 15 miles now and I'm approaching Holme Firth village. I'll be getting to the Ford Inn via the Wessenden Road, so I'll get into Holme Firth, just through the other side, turn right, and then it's a long climb up to the Ford. You get a glimpse there of the hills behind, looking very nice. It's not the warmest summer day, but it's bright and the visibility looks great. Chipping away on the climb from Holme Firth up to the Ford Inn. I normally have a whale of a time descending this one. It's got a slightly different complexion when you do it this direction. The main road over to Greenfield, Saddleworth, but it's not too busy today. Cars coming through in dribs and drabs. Holme Firth looks like they've demolished, I think, the indoor market or something. Didn't get any footage of that because I was sort of looking in 4 directions at once. Another few minutes up to the Ford. Here we have the Ford Inn. I'll soon be turning left. I've crisscrossed with that fruit and veg guy about 4 times in the last 5 miles. It's got a thriving local round. Right, so I will probably leave the camera running soon. Well, for starters, there's Holme Moss. Hey, not bad, eh? That, I suppose in the Alps you'd call that a cirque. Marvellous stuff. Nice view. I'll upload this one in 4K. You can see the lassettes, you can see the zigzags going up Holme Moss, and that beautiful sort of rake part towards the top. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I got to be careful there. It's a bit like first time that I rode in the Pyrenees and I was sweeping the bends. I encountered a Dutch motorhome on the wrong side of the road. Okay, some walkers. Right. I'm looking for a sharp right, which is where that guy is there, across the reservoir embankment. Yeah, okay. A good place to take a photograph indeed. Well, that's interesting. That's my first time down there. I've done another route in the past that comes out a little bit higher on the Wessendon Road. That was uphill, but that's my first descent. There's a couple of twisty bends there. I was unlucky with the cars, but don't think I'd be too keen on that at winter. Whoa. Ah, these beautiful hills. I did an off-road ride when I came sort of Ramsden Reservoirs and came in about a third of the way up Holme. That was fantastic countryside too. Come into Holme village now. Holme climb straight ahead. Up there, you see reflections on the windscreen. Got a car behind me. Last bit of descent before the top. This is where we start with road markings, counting off the miles. Whoa, big chainring. Stop the filming there. Just there on the left, that's where the bridleway I mentioned from Ramsden Reservoir joins this road. About 1¼ miles to the top. I love this part. That Seok again that I talked about. Get one arm out of the way for you. There's a view for you. That wonderful raking road. I don't know if it'll come out on the camera, but on the skyline at the summit you can even see the viewfinders and framing paraphernalia in the car park. Ah, dear me. Now will you look at that. Not everyone appreciates the countryside. That's a shame. I'm just taking it semi-steady today, keeping an eye on the heart rate monitor, because I'm hoping to get 3 days on the bounce. And if I ride too enthusiastically today, I'll be whacked on Sunday. I usually use a Garmin chest strap with electrodes for monitoring heart rate, but when I use the chest camera, the two things either interfere or cause abrasion on my jersey, or there's a clicking noise. So unfortunately today I'm back onto the optical heart rate sensor on the watch, but we do have the delights of a 4K chest cam Can't have it always. Slightly hazy today for the obligatory view from the top. I'll point them out anyway. I can see them, the camera probably won't, but Armonbury, Castle Hill, Emily Moor there, that heading towards Holme and Huddersfield round that corner. The infamous windmills over there, spinning this direction. We'll get a better view of that on the actual descent. Derbyshire, foreign lands, and that would be the direction if you're going to try and contour along towards Black Hill. Marvellous. Just before I get stuck into the descent, I thought I'd show off my smart new jersey. Especially there was a complaint on the last video where I was looking at the new bike and I hadn't ironed the t-shirt. I should have known better than to think I could get that past the aesthetically switched on YouTube audience. So I thought this might go some way towards placating those angry fashionistas. When I saw it reduced, of course, it made me think of Dark Side of the Moon and that infamous cover with the Spectrum. And maybe there's a link there too with money and buying a new bike. Although I'm not stretching to a Learjet yet, or a football team for that matter. Looking towards Croydon, Bleaklow Hill behind. Well, that's the Friday Woodhead Pass out of the way. A little bit busier than it is on a Sunday morning, but throw back to time trialling days. I think I was working harder there than I was up Holme Moss. Amazing what the incentive of a few HGVs can do. Dunfer Bridge. Nice quiet road, sea road. It's just where those windmills are, down in the dip. It might be a policy, or a better policy, midweek, when I get to the top of Holme Moss, where I had that little stop, turn around and drop back down to Holme Firth. Because I think the Woodhead, it's a kind of unofficial Transpennine motorway. Not as bad as the Snake Pass, but bad enough. But having said that, I'm more comfortable riding something like the Woodhead, even with the traffic volume, than I am going through central Leeds or, you know, a big city, because I find that the traffic flow is far more complicated in an urban setting. You're sort of checking out 3 and 4 directions at once, and you're never quite sure what anyone's going to do. Whereas with the Woodhead, there aren't any junctions onto it or off it, so it's like mother duck and a load of ducklings following on. So if the visibility's good, it's not that bad. There, trust me to put a positive spin on it. These wind turbines, every time I come on here there seems to be a few extra. Wind turbine breeding farm. The next few miles of this ride are going to be pretty similar to one that I uploaded a week or 2 ago, so I'll save a bit of footage time, I'll save a bit of editing time and so on, and unless something spectacular and new pops up, I'll see you closer to Emily Moor. There we are. Oh, what a tower. Lovely clear view today. What a structure that is. I mean, I bet the view from the top is incredible. I don't think I'd have the nerve to stand on the top of there and look around. I've been to the top of the Sears Tower in Chicago, which I think is a little higher than that. But it's such a big, sort of rectangular skyscraper, and it's so painless just shooting up in this express lift, that when you get there, the views are amazing looking around that, you know, enormous city like Chicago, but you don't get that sense of exposure that you'd get on such a narrow pinnacle of a tower. Into the home straight, a couple of miles to go, maybe a little bit, maybe 3. 2 aerials on my Ford, an old grey punk, and a little bit of Floyd. I don't know, whatever it ends up being called, it's a cracking ride. A great excursion into hill country on a Friday, which all Fridays were like this. So that's 1 ride down, 2 to go for me, but more importantly, that feel-good factor has been restored. That's all for this edition of Clipping In. See you very soon back out on the Yorkshire roads. Bye bye for now.